So this evening and tomorrow morning, we are celebrating Shabbat in this sanctuary, or should I say in this iteration of our sanctuary, for the last time. And we are so excited for all the ways that we will live in our new spaces, and there will be plenty of time to talk about that when we return. So tonight, I'd like to focus on this moment of transition, which has been and will continue to be one of many, and on what we are taking with us on this journey. As luck would have it, we have some words that we might offer tonight that align with this moment in our Barnert lives and also with where we are in our weekly Torah reading in our Jewish calendar. This Shabbat, we will finish the third book of the Torah, the book of Vayikra, of Leviticus. And as many of you know, when we finish a book, there are three words that we say. They are, good. In case you didn't catch that, they were chazak, chazak, venit chazek, which means strength, strength, and may we strengthen one another. So why do we say these words, which seem to repeat a variation on the same idea 3 times every time we finish a book of Torah? As you might imagine, there are myriad answers to this question, because Jews. But I'll offer one that is very simple, but that is also especially useful for us this evening on this particular Shabbat as we say goodbye to this space. We imagine that each of these words, chazak, chazak, and you'll hear in the third word, venit chazek, shares that same root of strength, might correspond to our past, to our present, and then to our future. What a lovely way to enter this Shabbat. Chazak 1. We have found strength in one another in this sanctuary since we built it in the 1980s, living the ups and downs of our sacred stories within these walls. As I shared this past Rosh Hashanah, my teacher, Rabbi Larry Hoffman, writes, "Our sacred stories make ordinary sites sacred by the residue of memory. The memories from Patterson once transformed this place into a sacred space, and we have transformed now this space also into a sacred space." So I want to pause here and just invite you to share your residues of memory, that which has made this space sacred to you. Joe. March 15th, 2015, standing on this bema, finishing your conversion. Beautiful. Doesn't have to be that specific, but it can be if you want it to be. What else? Karen?
My 3 children were bar mitzvah here many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I became a bar mitzvah as an adult
Yeah.
in 1992 by Rabbi Friedman.
Beautiful. So the celebrating Bar Mitzvah of our children and also of ourselves, right? In this room, I imagine that I know for a fact actually, that there are people who became Bar Mitzvah with 3 different rabbis here at Barnert Temple, right? With Rabbi Friedman, with Rabbi Frischman, and with me. Great. What else? What are the residues of sacred memory here? Joan?
Elisa's bat mitzvah here,
Uh-huh.
1990.
Well, we have a lot of very specific dates. I'm enjoying this.
Rabbi Friedman and her confirmation here in 1992.
Beautiful. Elise Lipkowitz's bat mitzvah and confirmation here. Rebecca?
Spending time in front of the Torah on holidays with family.
Beautiful. Like during Ne'ilah, when we open the ark at the end of Ne'ilah, being at this ark before our Torahs. Beautiful with family and friends. Costa?
Not only experiencing our 3 children for the B'nai mitzvahs, that collegiate and occurs with the adults, and also my conversion following Joe's by 2 years.
Celebrating Bar Mitzvah of children, more conversions, and good, beautiful. So I'll just note that not all of the residues of memory are happy, and that's okay, right? So many of you said goodbye, or at least some of you said goodbye in this sanctuary to your most dear, beloved partners or children, right? This is a space that has the residue of all kinds of memory, right? And that's what these spaces hold. Anyone else want to share? Felicia?
Well, there are a lot of them.
Yes, of course, I know.
I'll just pick one. It's standing on the bima and blowing the shofar, looking out at all the people.
Beautiful. Okay. A couple of shofar blowers in the room are lifting up that moment of standing on the bima during the High Holy Days to blow shofar with our full space.
When we hold Talib over the children as they're getting their prayer
Uh-huh.
and adult confirmations there, so
Beautiful. So adding the fourth grade Siddur Shabbat, where we blanket our canopy, our fourth graders under Tali Tot, and we bless them. Lou?
Well, I'm new here, so I don't have these beautiful memories, but being born in Patterson, in my house I was always told about Nathan Barnert,
Uh-huh.
what a wonderful person he was, and so I'm very happy to be in this place that carries anything forward for the world.
Beautiful. So carrying the name of Nathan Barnert, right, in all of our spaces, which of course we still will, and Mayor Barnert's legacy. Another time we could wonder what he might think of all of us here today. Period. Beautiful. And I just want to say, Lou, you said I'm new here, so I don't have a lot of memories. And we all came at different times, right? We all came into community, into this space, and not all the memories that we are taking with us need to be ancient, right? They don't need to be decades old for them to have left imprints on this space in beautiful ways. Jane.
So I'm newish here. And I joined this temple during COVID, and I didn't get to enjoy this space for a very long time. And the first time I actually came into this space, I was just blown away.
Beautiful.
The beauty of the service and the beauty of the space.
Thank you.
The beauty of the people.
Yeah. Beautiful. Eileen. Many preschool graduations, yeah. Baby namings. I had a couple of those up here. Dawn.
I have so many memories, but the one that I remember the most, I think, is bringing my kids here Friday nights when they were little, tiny babies, and they would fall asleep completely, and it was just wonderful to be part of temple and have a sleeping kid in your arms, you know?
Well, I don't know, but I imagine that it would be very beautiful to be at temple and having a sleeping kid in your arms. That's a beautiful memory. My kids are not, it's not just because I was up here, that is awesome. Jill.
Well, so many beautiful memories, but I remember during my daughter Emily's bat mitzvah, I'm going to get upset with this one, but my brother was sitting right behind you, holding the Torah. My dad had just passed away, and I saw my father sitting there. That was my brother, who's now gone. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so all the ways that our memories sort of imprint and overlap and build on each other, sort of texturing, offering texture to the way we live Jewishly here. Yeah, Jean.
I remember I joined during COVID, where all I saw were people in little boxes. And I kept thinking, is this really what I want to join? I don't know what they're like in real life. Maybe they'll be a little different. And the first time I came in here and people who would see me, welcome me, I knew I was home. And
Beautiful.
I'm so glad.
Feeling of being home after being in little boxes. I was wondering as we started and everybody sat mostly on this side, like normally happens, and I imagine many of you are sitting in your regular spots, right? In these very comfortable pews. No, I know, I was kidding. What will become our new regular spots, right? And will we still congregate to one side or the other, because the flow of the sanctuary is going to be totally different. You're going to walk into an open aisle, not to the backs of pews, right? Where will we find ourselves? Les, did you have your hand up? Okay, Les. And then Bob. And then I'll keep going. Bar mitzvahs and ufrefs.
Reading the Torah many times.
And lots of Torah reading, yes. Thank you for that, Bob.
I was thinking about the many times we rehearsed for the high holidays, but also the things we had to do to bring the high holidays from here online
Yeah.
to people at home, especially during COVID.
Yeah. We did spend a lot of time rehearsing and making videos and things during COVID. Yeah. Beth. Okay, I said what? Purim spiels. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun and silliness in here, right? Good. So we've been gathering here in some way for 36 years, almost 37, for weekly Shabbat services, for religious school tefillah every week, for holiday celebrations, for congregational meetings. We have raised generations of young people, as you have already said. We have blessed hundreds of preschool graduates as they finished preschool. We've celebrated surely more than 1,000 young people becoming adults in the eyes of the Jewish community. We've learned from our teens as they've led Shabbat services and confirmation services. They chanted Torah, reaffirmed their Jewish identities. On this bima, we have named oodles of babies, some of them yours and mine. And at the foot of these steps, we have sat beside the caskets of people we have loved, the stories of their lives filling this room during their funerals. And so we're getting ready to carry all of that with us into our new sanctuary, along with, for some of us, maybe a little bit of a feeling of loss with the change. To an outsider walking in, the sanctuary might appear to simply be a room filled with special items. To us, this holy place has been sanctified by our service to God, to each other, to doing the work of justice and love outside of these walls. We have found strength in each other. Chazak. The second chazak, I promise we'll move more quickly after that one, we offer for this present, for these moments we are living right now. In these moments, we see strength in action each and every day through our devoted lay leaders, Barnert Temple members, who have visioned and who have fundraised and who have planned for each moment of transition to build for our future, ensuring our families can stay on site to celebrate Bar Mitzvah, that we will return to our sanctuary for the High Holy Days in October, but we'll be back at the end of September, that the space we are rebuilding will be inclusive and warm, where we will feel the love of home and the awe that connects all of us. Chazak. The final word, v'nit chazek. We will strengthen one another. This final expression of the strength we bring to each other is for our future, to carry us into that future, as we imagine the way we will build on all that we have done and make possible all that awaits. And although this is an articulation of something yet to come, we know it is in our grasp. It is almost touchable already because of who we are and all we have learned and built and lived together. Our new space, with all of the planned improvements, will also reverberate with all of those memories and with the way that we live. Rabbi Tali Adler wrote beautifully about something related to this earlier this year in a teaching about the dedication of the Mishkan, connected to the book of Exodus, as the high priest Aaron and his sons prepare to enter for the first time. Rabbi Tali Adler writes, all houses really are haunted. You hear ghosts when you walk into your childhood home, your father's voice as he makes kiddush, the jokes you told at a dinner table. It's the place you giggled with your sisters, where you cried after your first breakup, the location of a million memories of breakfasts and coffees where you saw so many springtimes. It's the place of B'nai Mitzvah and funerals and baby namings and Purim spiels and preschool graduations. One day, if you are so lucky, it will be the place where your parents draw their last breaths, or you say goodbye to the people you love. And those ghosts all together are what make the spaces in which we spend our lives sacred. And maybe that's part of why Aaron and his sons needed to spend 7 days, she teaches, all together at the entrance of the Mishkan before its inauguration is complete. Maybe it's because in its beautiful, untouched state, the Mishkan is missing these voices and missing these memories. It has not yet become haunted by the things human beings bring to the spaces that we love. Its silence is not yet full of the memory of sound. And so Aaron and his sons sit there, as we sit here, at its entrance for 7 days before God arrives, filling it with memories. We don't know what they did when they were not carrying out rituals during that time, whether they laughed or joked or prayed, but we know they were together, filling it with memory as families do, so that when God's presence enters the Mishkan at the end of that week, those silent sounds will already be there, so that when God arrives, we can turn to God and say, "Here, we have made for you a home." We too will dedicate our new Makom Kadosh, our new holy place, when the time arrives, and we too will fill it with melodies and memories. The time will come for that, and wow, will it be good to continue to live our Judaism as we already know how to do when we return. But tonight we pause here, listening to the sounds of children on the bima, to sobs of mourners and final goodbyes, to the songs of our Barnert community, well-versed in carrying the sacred from place to place, each one a reflection of the strength of this sacred community. At our own egg tonight, there will be small cards that look like this, with a photo of this sanctuary that await your words. Please take a moment when you enter the library to share a memory that you cherish from this space or a way that you feel when you sit here. I'd also love to invite you to write a blessing that you might offer, a hope or a wish for you, for Barnert Temple, and the new Barnert Temple Sanctuary, and the one that we are rebuilding. We will take all of these words and physically bring them with us into our new space when we return, connecting us as our tradition teaches us to do. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. We have been strong. We find strength in each other, and we journey on together in strength.